Hi everyone, this is Balázs from RacingBrick. This was the first Technic set revealed from the 2026 lineup, so it's time to take a detailed look at it, the Ford 2223 Ford GT40 Mk II. Before we start, this will be a complicated case. I will separate the topics clearly, and if you are only here for specific parts, I highly recommend using the timestamps below. We'll start with the unboxing, then dive into the usual detailed building review, interesting mechanisms, new elements, all the tricky geometry, and finally the finished model with its functions. After that comes a quick comparison with the other car transporter gang members, followed by my thoughts about the build. That covers everything related to the model itself. Then we will move on to the more controversial topics, the livery, the 18 plus badge, the pricing and why all that matters. So, let's see what we got. We get a black box design. I'm still not convinced that black on black grabs attention, but apparently someone at LEGO thinks it does. This is the first car transporter gang member with an 18 plus badge. For anyone new, that's my nickname for all Technic cars in this scale that fit on the old car transporter set. The back of the box shows everything that opens, the dimensions, and an archive photo from 1966. Let's open it up. We get 6 numbered bags, an unnumbered one with the tires, the manual and the sticker sheet. The manual includes something we haven't seen before in this scale, extra introductory material. It talks about the iconic 1-2-3 finish of the GT40s at Le Mans in 1966, defeating Ferrari. If you've seen Ford v Ferrari, you know exactly what that's about. If not, go watch it, it's a great movie. Then we get a few words from the design team and some undeniably beautiful photos of the car. There's one weird element here, this is definitely not a 1/18 scale model. Here is the part list if you're interested. Now let's start building. We begin with the engine. The components are recent but not brand new. The odd part is how the engine is driven from the side. I had a theory about that, but I hoped I was wrong, but unfortunately no, there's no rear differential, so the engine is driven by only one of the rear wheels. The other spins freely. We had the double exhaust, which is held in place by a rubber piece. I wonder why. The chassis is extended, the pistons and the first stickered element go in, and that's bag 1 done. After another extension comes the front axle with the steering rack and a few more parts related to steering. The rest of the hand-of-God steering mechanism is built as a single assembly, and once it clicks into place, the reason becomes clear: the roof and top section of the car will be angled compared to the chassis. A few additional elements lock that angle into its final position. We also see multiple connection points for a half module offset, which usually means some interesting geometry is coming. Bag 3 starts with the interior. The steering wheel goes on the right as it should, but the more interesting mechanism is on the left. That link connects to a section of the hood, which will open from inside the cabin. Not exactly realistic as far as I know, but still a clever feature. The fairly new 5-white panel fairings look great here. Nice technique to fill the gap with the tiles. A long sticker comes here, fingers crossed for proper alignment later. Seats go in, and it's time for bag 4. The front section continues with the assembly that includes the light and the red hooks, represented by LEGO horns, that replicate the GT40's front-locking levers. The front bodywork will be fixed, but here comes the nightmare, a tiny 1x1 sticker on a beam. The kind of sticker where you can only hope it ends up where it should. This assembly with the light is actually quite cool. It is installed upside down in the corner. The inner half of the headlight uses 4 1x1 round plates to hold it in the required position, and the small panel fairing completes it. This is also where we finish the openable hood section that can be popped using that lever in the cabin. Bag 4 completed. The front wheel arches are added, and then we get 2 small panel fairings that are attached with basically nothing more than a friction pin. More tiny stickers appear, though at least these go in obvious center positions. The newer triangular panels are used in a surprising way here, pointing outward with axles poking through their open side. Then we build one of the doors, which includes an angled upper section. Okay, that's actually not the top. Apparently the roof cutout itself is angled relative to the door, which is actually a very cool solution. The door attaches at 2 points, making the hinge very stable. The roof cutout then slots in perfectly, creating a seamless, very satisfying geometric alignment. A brand new A-pillar piece appears here, with a 1 module elevation over 6 modules. It sits perfectly into the structure. Time for the final bag. It begins with the engine cover, which even includes a few studs for accents. There's quite a lot of complexity here, angles in multiple directions, reinforcing elements, and some needed stabilization. Once everything is locked together, the whole thing becomes very solid and nicely angled. The two sub-assemblies are connected, some finishing system pieces are added, the very last sticker challenge appears, and once everything is mounted and linked with the half beam, the opening mechanism works as intended. Finally, the wheels. We get new tires for the rear, and the slim rims appear here for the first time in pearl gold. So here is our finished build. I think it looks fantastic from every angle. So many nice details, so many smart choices, without question one of the best looking Technic cars in this scale. Some proportions aren't perfect of course, but the designers really did a great job overall. As for functions, we get hand-off-gut steering using a removable knob on the roof, which works well. The doors open, taking part of the roof with them, and the angle matches perfectly thanks to the geometry showed earlier. The hinge is robust with no flapping. The steering wheel is on the right but not functional. The lever inside pops the front section open, probably not authentic but practical, because opening that small part without it would be nearly impossible. The real car's entire front would also tilt forward, but that wasn't implemented here, most likely for stability reasons. The engine cover opens fully, revealing the V8 driven by only one wheel, as mentioned earlier. It sits very low, and there simply wasn't enough room for a differential. The rear looks excellent too. That strange rubber piece holding the exhaust pipes in place finally makes sense. The real exhaust points slightly downwards, so a standard 90-degree connection wouldn't work. The car is full of clever angles, the roof, the forward brake from the smaller front wheels, the engine cover, the rear section, lots to admire. The new rear tire works well, the pearl gold rims look great. LEGO actually already has a more accurate looking rim mold from the Shelby Cobra, but it's too wide for the front. A slimmer version would have been needed, and apparently that didn't fit the budget. In terms of stability, the model is mostly strong. You can even lift it by the doors. The A-pillars hold well. Only a few weak points remain. The front has some flags, and I still don't understand why those two small panel fairings couldn't get a half pin to hold them under the wheel arches. The edge of the roof can also move a little, but that's about it. So, as a licensed LEGO Technic playset from the Car Transporter gang, I think this is an excellent build, clearly one of the best and most detailed so far. If you put it next to some of the previous sets, you can immediately see what I mean. It's interesting to build, full of tricky angles to study, and it looks great when finished. The stickers do try their absolute best to ruin the experience, but once you fight through that stage, you will be very happy with the result. What about the price tag? Well, the RRP is €75 or dollars. I can only say one thing, do not buy it from LEGO. Wait for the wider release. In Europe, pre-orders already start from €58, still a bit higher than the 2025 cars, but definitely better, and this will go lower for sure. Alright, if you were only here for the build, that part is done. Now let's get into the spicier bits. First, the livery. You know the story, the 3 GT40s line up for that famous staged photo at Le Mans, despite the number one car with cameras and the others leading the race for a long time, then the let's finish together for the cameras moment, and suddenly the number 2 car is declared the winner. There are debates about the whole story of course, but the number 1 car is just as iconic, and I honestly wish LEGO had gone with that one instead of the official winner. Maybe we will still get a variant someday. Technic has done that before with these cars. Whether the 18 Plus badge helps or kills that chance, who knows. Speaking of the 18 Plus badge, let's be honest, this build is clever, but it's absolutely not harder to build than the Ferrari FXXK, which proudly wears a 10 Plus rating. There is no universe in which this suddenly requires an adult builder. The 18 Plus badge is pure marketing, nothing to do with difficulty, everything to do with please buy these grown-ups. I'm not entirely sure why it became 18 Plus. There might be several factors. It's a classic car, so it doesn't fit the Asphalt Legends Unite collaboration, although the Ford Bronco didn't either, and that wasn't 18 Plus. My best guess is that someone thought the black box plus the adult label would magically make it more premium. Spoiler, it doesn't. I've talked plenty about how this 18 Plus strategy distorts what age ratings even mean, so I won't repeat myself. But here's the real problem. The badge wouldn't really matter if it didn't come with a higher price tag. And this is the part that really bothers me. In previous years, all Car Transporter gang members released in the same wave had the same price. Simple, fair, predictable. Now for January we get this GT40 and the Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport, in March 2 more cars. All of those are €65 or dollars. This one, 75 euros or dollars. The only difference is that shiny black box with the magic 18 plus label on it. Speed Champions manages to keep a consistent price in the release wave despite big differences in parts and cost. Technic could do it too so far, which leaves us with one unavoidable conclusion: this set costs 10 bucks more because of the 18 plus badge, and that's just sad. If LEGO actually wanted to justify a higher price and make this feel like an adult display model, then give it real added value. Remove the stickers, make it fully printed. Tiny stickers are torture, and if it is a display piece, then parts won't be reused. City can deliver almost sticker-free waves by now, Technic should be able to match that. And then the details: give us the proper matching rims even if it means a new mold. Make it feel like a premium version compared to the others, not just a regular Technic car in a black box and a few more pages in the manual. So here's the final verdict: this is a genuinely great build. If you like Technic cars, definitely get it. Just don't buy it at full LEGO RRP on day one, and don't let that 18 plus badge fool you. A 10-year-old can build this and adults will enjoy it just the same. I sincerely hope this marketing trend goes away sooner rather than later. Let me know what you think about the set and everything I brought up today. Let's talk about it in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe with notifications, as more exciting LEGO videos are coming soon. See you next time, bye bye.